Saludos y bienvenidos, everybody, to the PGP podcast. Everybody, welcome. Happy Sunday to episode 116. A financial power educators, kind of a little bit different of a show today. A little bit different because you know what? Iron sharpens iron, and we got to make sure we get that information to help everybody. Doesn't matter where. Josh Tobarro, ready to rock and roll with somebody that we know has been lost out with hyenas all over. We'll get to her just a little bit so she could tell us about her story. Don't forget that we want to thank you. I think it's not guaranteed time. Time is not a guarantee time, either live or under rebroadcast. So thank you for being here. Don't forget, like and share the show. And as Principal Cafela says, if you know that they shared right there and they follow on YouTube, we're almost at 285 followers. We love it. Thank you. Our numbers have been growing up thanks to all of you. All about the algorithm. Nowadays, everything is about stop knowledge. For 115 shows, 116. Don't forget that we are part of the Fantastic Four-Man Network that starts every single last Saturday, Super Saturday at Eastern Standard Time, 10 o'clock. Sean Hurt, you got your scores in. I know you do. You got the raw scores. The final scores are coming in soon. And if you know you have a deficit, you know you have an issue, you know you have an cat right there. He will show you how to coach Mr. and Mrs. Potato Plant. But you know what? Reach out to Sean Hurt for that help. Doctors, we have one of the doctors here today. They raised their campus letter grade at 10:30, 2 and 3 letter grades. Because you know what? They were told, make sure it happens or else. And they said, I want no or else. If you want someone to change your campus culture and climate and learn about generational interactions, Shika and Tammy. Call Eastern Standard Time on Facebook and YouTube. El Jefe, Principal Cafele. What else can I say about that? And don't forget that we are the fourth show every Sunday, 5 p.m. Central. Dr. Mari Moreno and myself here. So it doesn't matter where you're at. Make sure that you remember that whether you're in Maine or you're in Florida, whether you're in Alaska or you're in Hawaii or anywhere in the 48 continental states, we need you. So you'd like to be part of the show, reach out, let us know, DM us, and we will find a show because this is a show with no niche. The niche is all things education, just like today. And how can we prepare for retirement since year one? But we'll get to welcome back our co-host. What happened, Moreno? Where were you?
Oh my goodness, Josh. I am back from Tanzania. That's the correct way to say it. I want to go on the record for that. Tanzania, or as most people in America say, Tanzania. Josh, I was there for 23 days. It was amazing. Josh, when I left, if you look at my Facebook, TikTok, I put up lots of different photos and stuff. But on the last day, Josh, there was 11 giraffes right outside of the school with about maybe 50 zebras and about maybe 100 wildebeest. It was almost as if they were saying goodbye to me and saying, I'll see you later, because it was so awesome. I had a great time. And our professional development was amazing. It was just so awesome. We ended up getting a free, because of the show, Josh, because of the show. We got a free account by one of the, it's a language learning account. And so they're letting us pilot it in another country. It is so cool. So I'm excited about, shout out to Seesaw. Seesaw is giving us a free account to kind of try it out there, which is pretty cool.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
If anyone wants to help out, what do they do, Dr. Moreno?
Just contact me. Contact me here at Newcomer Success. And I am currently I'm in the process of creating a new Google account, because right now I have Promise Village Academy. If you go to www.promisevillageacademy.org, that is the nonprofit organization that I spend about 50% of my time on. Josh, I got promoted to vice president of the organization. So much has happened within the last month that now I was just a member at large, and now I've gotten all the way up to vice president. So I oversee all of the operations now. So if you're interested, I am going again next July 2027 with a group of new educators. So if you're interested, please reach out to me. Again, it takes about a year to plan. I will be going again in 3 months for graduation. They graduate in December. December 6th is their graduation. So I'll be there for graduation again. So I'm already booking my flight. But taking educators, I normally take them in July. It's a good time to go. So if you're interested, let me know. We're going to the Serengeti this time. So anybody interested, come on with me. We'll go to the school 4 days and then go on a 7-day journey to the Serengeti to watch the wildebeest and the zebras and everything migrate from Kenya to Tanzania. So it's pretty cool. Let me know.
Love it. Thank you. TikTok, Facebook, help out her school in the African continent. And if you're interested in going there, please reach out. And other educators across the United States. And just so y'all know, I'm having some kind of Wi-Fi issue going on. So if I get lost or get blurred, I'm going to come off and come back in. So, but just keep on rolling with the show. But part of this show is to help others, because I truly believe that iron sharpens iron. PhD candidates come and say, hey, Josh, I need people to do PhD. Well, I ran into this young lady on LinkedIn, and she asked a questionnaire, but she needs more candidates. So I'm going to bring her on the call right now. She's going to keep Fantastic Four family audience, and she's going to let them. Celia Jimenez from Florida, thank you for being here. Tell the audience who you are. And
thank you so much. Good evening, Josh and Mary. This is so wonderful. Thank you for the opportunity to have me this evening to share with your audience a little bit about my journey as a doctoral student. So I am currently a PhD student. I'm Celia Jimenez, by the way. I'm a curriculum supervisor in Florida. And also a PhD student in educational leadership at Florida Atlantic University. And I'm currently conducting a research study that focuses on educational leadership, mathematics education, and generative artificial intelligence. So most people have now heard about tools such as ChatGPT, Microsoft Copilot, or any other forms of generative AI. And these are technologies that are already influencing how educators plan their lessons, create learning materials, even communicate the information, and they are now using it to support students. But however, most of the conversation should not just focus on what the AI can do. We also need to consider how it is used and how educational leaders can guide its use responsibly. And that is what my research study intends to examine. I'm looking to understand how educational leaders perceive, prepare for, and envision the integration of using generative AI to support ethnomathematical practices in pluralistic K-12 mathematics classrooms. And probably when you hear the word ethnomathematic, it might be a little unfamiliar term for some of you, but the idea is very meaningful. It recognizes that mathematics exists in the cultures, in occupation, the language, and everyday experience of different communities. Mm-hmm. And the foundational of ethnomathematics is promise, is that mathematics is connected to student live experiences and cultural background. So students may be more likely to see the subject as relevant and more meaningful because they can relate. to the mathematics. So now, because I want to hear from different perspectives, I'm currently recruiting K-12 school leaders to participate in a short 8 to 10 minute anonymous voluntary online survey. So if you or someone you know is currently serving as a principal, or you're an assistant principal, maybe you are a instructional coach or curriculum supervisor, or even a district administrator, I would like to hear from you. I would also like to mention that the participation do not need to be an expert in artificial intelligence or ethnomathematics. In fact, I'm interested in hearing from leaders who have different levels of knowledge, experiences, and confidence. So whether a leader is already using AI, is only beginning to explore it, or has concern about its use, their perspective for me is very valuable for this study. So the goal is not really to evaluate leaders or determine whether their answer is right or correct. The goal is to learn from educational leaders and identify the type of preparation programs or professional learning resources that they might need so they can be successful when they are supporting their teachers at their school site. So I will just take this platform to thank you, Josh and Marie, for the invitation and allowing me to speak. But I would like to invite your audience or anyone who is an educational leader who are listening to us right now to consider to participate and share this information with anyone that they feel can be a good candidate for my study based on my eligibility criteria. So thank you so much. And I will be sharing my email. So feel free to reach out if you're interested. I would love to share my survey link so you can take it and be part of this journey. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Celia. Appreciate you. I have been here and I took it already, helped her out. Remember, this is my AI tool. So I'm still with the modern stuff right here with my AI tool. And you know what? Let me tell you, I'm a big dummy. Because I was seeing some of those AI questions and I'm like, ay, Dios mío, ¿qué me preguntó? No sabo. No sabo whatsoever. Like, hey, you know what?
And
you got to coach this
and that is completely
coach
fine.
the younger generations.
And that is completely fine. That's why we want to have all levels, because based on the data, we hopefully can see where our educational leaders might need some professional development on, so we can better support them for lead the schools, because education AI is already in the schools. So what can
Josh,
we do?
it's a reminder. It's time to retire.
Right, exactly. Our following guest, hey, time to retire, bro. Time to chuck it here, right there. Right. Oh, okay, so it is what it is. Hey,
Celia's study is going to say,
thank you. Gracias.
One of our guests in the future show. Thank you. Bye-bye. I'm getting like a really bad delay, Mari, just so you all know. Okay, so it's on me. I'm getting a bad delay and I can't log off and log back in. So we're going to keep on rolling right now. Don't forget that since, let me get Celia here. Let me get.
That's going to be an interesting study.
Yeah. I don't have a producer like Shika. Shika brings in like all these high-paid producers and they get.
No. She gets at another level. That's
people that have them with cucumber sandwiches while they're on live. Right?
Yeah, she could laughing right there. She's all like, you need some.
Yeah, she's got all these volunteers. She's got all these people. Like, well, I'm on the treadmill. Like, now it must be nice. She could have all these producers. Hey, but welcome everybody. Before we get into our guests right now, real quick, like to remind you, our upcoming Happy Show number 6, where we get top-notch A+ national speakers come on the show to motivate you. And you know what? It's almost that time for 26-27 school year. So we want you to go back and watch episode 32, 43, 56, 77, and 97. All top-notch authors, national speakers have been on this podcast motivating you. Just like our panel today will motivate you to save them Benjamins so that you're prepared and you could retire like I can in a couple of weeks.
Wait, you're going to retire in a couple of weeks? Did you just drop a bombshell? What?
I don't know. I don't know. A couple of months. I don't know. We'll see. Go.
Well, I'm super excited to be back, you guys, back to the chair and the only chair I have right now because no longer principal. But let me tell you guys, I'm excited to be here. I'm excited to have you guys on the show because I wish I would have heard this episode right here before I actually left education because I was like, oh my God. So Shika, I wish I knew you 4 years ago because I don't know if I would have done things differently, but I'm going to find out today. So guys, before we get started, I think it's very important for all of our audience members to know what is our niche since it's a very different show today. So it's important for us to kind of let everybody know, just in case they know if they're interested in doing certain things, to kind of really hone in onto what you're going to say today. So let's do really quick introductions. Shika, I'm going to start off with you, my sister. Please tell everyone your name, obviously. What do you do professionally and how many years you've been in your field?
All right. Thank you, Madi, and welcome back. And I will go with you now that you're getting a condo. So I am the co-founder of Create and Educate. I am a 24-year veteran educator, and what we help educators who may be still in education or leaving the profession, we help you strategize, learn how to take your talents and monetize them, whether it be you're going to be a consultant for some of the larger tech companies who need educator feedback and input, or starting your own consulting practice. So we help educators strategize into monetizing their talents and their gifts.
Awesome, Shika. Thank you so much. And you're in what state?
South Carolina.
South Carolina, my friend. Thank you so much, Shika. Eric, let's talk about your profession and how many years in education and what is your niche? What are you going to help us today with? I think you're muted.
Thank you. Apologies. I'm Eric Nevares. I'm out here in El Paso, Texas. I wear many hats, as I've mentioned before. I do insurance, I do retirement products, and I also do real estate. The past 14 years, I've been really pushing a lot of life insurance, home, auto, commercial, and then I specialize in annuities as well. And until recently did I add real estate. I just feel like my clients would appreciate if I was a one-time shop for them, right? One-stop shop. So it's been about 5 years now that I own my own brokerage company, and it's called Epic Insurance Group.
Awesome, Eric. I'm excited. I hope everybody out there listens to the word you said, annuities, because man, you got to start that early. So we're going to talk a little bit about that today. Because I know someone told me that when I was a first year teacher, and most first year teachers don't even think about those things. But I remember my teacher told me that. So I'm super excited that you're here going to talk to us about all of that, because man, when you're ready to retire, you sure wish you did all of these things beforehand. So awesome to have you, Eric. I'm looking forward to hearing everything you have to say and really helping and educate our educators out there and getting ready for retirement when they're ready. And then last but not least, Rob, talk to us. Tell us your name. What do you do professionally, and how many years of experience?
Thank you so much. I appreciate you all having me here. I help people retire. I help mainly educators here in Texas retire. I'm located here in El Paso, Texas. I'm a native Texan, a native West Texan. Our business is Pension Planners of West Texas. My father started Pension Planners back in 1982, and I joined the game back in 2000, so I just completed my 26 years. We like to help teachers understand their TRS. It seems like a lot of teachers, they don't really start paying attention to their tier level or their retirement, what that's going to look like, until we get close to that finish line of retirement. And it's better to learn about those things early and where you fall. And I help educators plant seeds for the big harvest when they retire, and love what I do. And I like to educate teachers on how to retire great.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you so much. Josh, this is going to be a fantastic crew that you put together this time. I know I was out of the country, but what you put together is amazing. You have 3 different perspectives and you're looking at it from different angles. So I hope everybody out there is really listening. If you're listening right now, please like and share it, because the more people see it, they can actually hear it from the beginning, or they can see it on the rebroadcast. Right, Josh?
Exactly. And it's very important. Get those numbers on the YouTube, because we all know right now YouTube is the biggest platform. And the more that we get it out there via YouTube, the better this information and the other 115 go out. Because you know what? Education is in a big spot. And they need to hear this from Eric, from Rob, from Shika, because there's so many avenues. And as educators, sometimes we have these little blinders. Oh, we could only do this. We could only do this. There's, to my question, shout out to my old aider, Adrienne. Thank you for being Dot McKeever Jeter, our number 1 cheerleader, which is a new Dr. Edwin Garcia out of Oklahoma City, Dr. Melissa Jones Jr., Fantastic Four family, Dr. Joe Griffin. Check him out every Saturday at 3 p.m. on Facebook Live. Doing the work, as Principal Cafeles always says, doing the work of inspiring others and dropping them nuggets. And Dr. Roz Gaskin, haven't seen you in a while, young lady. Got to get you back on the show. Welcome for being here today. So we're going to get started with you, Eric. So let me ask you, what made you want to enter this field? What made you want to enter this field that you're currently on? And what role, Tulsa, sorry, Melissa. What role did your parents play in helping you get to this stage?
All right. I could hear you cutting off there a little bit towards the end of that question, but I heard the beginning part. So right out of high school, say it again.
What role did your parents play?
What role did my parents play? Got it. Okay. Gotcha. So right out of high school, I got into working at Bank of America. So I became a personal banker, and I was there for a few years, and I was constantly in front of business, entrepreneurs, got a little bit inspired by most of them. And I just felt like the next step was getting licensed and seeing if I could transition into Merrill Lynch, which was one of our departments there. But in doing my research, I realized a lot of professionals like myself always start with the basic fundamentals of doing insurance. So life insurance was my first baby step into this world. I worked at New York Life for about 5 years, got licensed in life insurance and health insurance there, and then slowly tacked on and got my security licenses throughout the years as I build my practice. But I did very well there. I was agent of the year 4 out of the 5 years in my class while I was at New York Life. And it just gave me enough courage to step out and become my own entrepreneur as far as building my own practice, building up an Epic Insurance Group. I ran about 12 stores for Allstate for a few years, until finally I just branched off and became a full-on broker. So now I can assist clients in pretty much any big company that's out there. I can search for the best products, the best rates, and basically put, the best solutions in front of them, depending on what they're looking for. And as far as parents, I don't know if you remember this, but I only grew up with my mother. What influence did she play? She's always been a strong supporter. Go out into the world and do my thing for me to fall on my face and try. And I always appreciate and love her for that. But I had humble beginnings where I grew up, going to East Sleda High School with you. And just like most of us are. So it was very important for me to live my life like a freight train. Just look ahead. Don't look back. Even though I know that's our high school slogan. Once an Indian, always an Indian. I always live my life just going ahead, trying to strive and be better.
Perfect. Thank you for sharing that. And it's kind of, I love seeing it. That's a good thing about age. You get to see your formers grow up and become the great people that they are nowadays. Rob,
Yes, sir.
what made you get into that field, and how did your parents help you out?
I tell you what, so I grew up in the business. I grew up a hick from the sticks in Sierra Blanca, Texas. Just got back from there right now. Little, if you don't know where that is, that's a little community of about maybe 700 people in the great flyover zone between here and East Texas where you're at. But mom and dad, they were educators in Sierra Blanca, Texas, and little schools like that. The educators that are with us right now, they know that little schools, you wear a lot of hats. So mom and dad, they coached everything, they taught everything. And back in 1980, my dad got his life insurance license, and he did a little of that while he was still teaching and coaching. 1982, March 27th, 1982, he opened the doors here in El Paso. So that was always he and mom's focus, was the educator. They came, they knew that background, they became educators offering retirement services to educators. So when they opened up the doors in 82, guess who answered the phone a lot in the summers and helped file paperwork? So I grew up in the business, and it just kind of became second nature. After college, I became an educator, and I started participating in a 403B, finally listened to mom and dad's advice. And I kind of fell in love with I love teaching. I absolutely love teaching, and I love educating folks. And I got really into saving myself, and that's how I kind of fell in love with retirement myself. Doors opened here at Pension Planners when I was still teaching, and I jumped on board in 2000, and I've never looked back. My son, he just got licensed earlier this year, so he'll be the third generation of pension planners, and I'm looking to guide him in the best way to carry pension planners forward for another 44 years at least. So yeah, I owe a lot to my mom and my dad. I truly do.
Beautiful, beautiful story. What an awesome story for a Sunday. Thank you very much. And you all know my sister, my fellow Gamecock fan, my partner. Hopefully they have a better year this year. But now we have her in a different role for this podcast. So it's not about education. Tell the audience about your journey with this aspect of it, creating the LLCs, becoming an entrepreneur.
Thank you, Josh. So my background is business. My bachelor's is in business. And like Eric, I grew up with my mom, but my grandparents were a very big part of our village. So my grandparents were entrepreneurs in the South. They owned what they call a pulp wood business. So my granddad and his workers would clear off land. The lumber, of course, you sell it and you make money from the lumber sales. So I've always had that entrepreneurial spirit in my background because my grandmother was the one who handled the money. And so my sister and I would be with her during the summer, and we would go, to get everybody paid and all of those different things. So just growing up around that and seeing that aspect of it is what kept that probably in the forefront, which is probably why I ended up majoring in business. However, once I did get into education, one thing that Tammy and I did with who is my co-founder for Create and Educate, during the COVID shutdown, we didn't want our students to lose their reading momentum. So we started our platform, the Real Academy, and we had that 12 Days of Christmas. And during that process, we found a lot of independent authors. They had phenomenal books, and really the books were things that resonated with our students a lot better than things that we just had access to in education, the traditional stuff. So from there, we really wanted to use that, what we were telling them, getting into their books into education. We started to help them get their books in front of educators. We took that advice that we gave them. So from our dissertation work, improving our schools, I took what I did from my dissertation and created our real framework. and teaching other people how to do exactly what we did using the frameworks, because it's easier to teach the steps from a framework than just going through a whole synopsis of what you did. And with Tammy's dissertation, we created the Build My Sister brand from her work, because her dissertation really went more into the lived experiences of Black women in education. So the Build My Sister brand that we have as a part of Create and Educate is a part of what we do as well. So now we help other educators strategize, figure out, how do I take either my dissertation work or just my talents and use it to become an entrepreneur, whether you're going to be a self-published author, whether you're going to create your own framework and teach people some things, or go into consulting. So that's how we got into this and how we're continuing to help people.
Love it.
That's cool.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it for sharing that awesome story right there, Shika, and how the doctors came to life. And we have a question from Adrienne, but Adrienne, I'm going to post that question once we actually start talking about the products and or availability out there. Okay, so I'll post that question. I know. Can you guys read the question on the site?
No, where do I see that, Josh?
Or
At the bottom? No, it should be at the bottom.
Okay, don't worry about
I
it.
see.
Let's keep on going. Right, I got you right now. Don't worry about it. Go, Moreno.
Okay, no issues, no problems. So I am super excited about your stories, because that's important to know. Before we get into our little niche, I think it's important for us to talk a little bit about our favorite teachers, because again, this is an education show, and sometimes teachers don't realize what they say and do in the classrooms, how they inspire us years later. So I think it's important to share that. So I'm going to go ahead and have Rob start us off on this question. So growing up, Rob, who was your favorite teacher or coach and why? And also, what did you enjoy most about your high school and your graduating class?
Okay. Well, I come from a long line of educators, and I think my great grandmother was a teacher, and every generation to me was a teacher. But I'm going to have to say my grandmother and my father and my mother, my three favorite teachers I've ever dealt with. I never had them in the classroom, but it seemed like they were always teaching me, no matter what. There was always a lesson. There was always something to learn, and they were so eager to teach, and they loved me so much, and I learned so much from them. So I would have to say my grandmother and my mom and my dad. I graduated from Coronado High School here in El Paso in '91, and I'm just grateful that cell phones with cameras weren't around when I graduated. But no, it was a good time. It was a good time. I probably had too much fun.
Proof.
Yeah, right. No, I loved my growing up. I have nothing but great memories, and it was a good time to be alive here in El Paso.
Yeah, I would be so in trouble. I don't think I could have been a principal. If there was proof out there of the craziness I did when I was in high school.
That's right.
So, Rob, I hear you. That is so cool. Well, thank you so
Sure.
much for sharing. Let's go to Shika. Shika, tell us a little bit about growing up. Who was your favorite teacher or coach, and why? And can you remember back when you were in high school? What was your graduating class was? What was it like?
So my favorite teacher in high school was Mr. Worthy. He is transitioned, but he taught history. He was a very animated person, so he kind of had a different name for everybody. I think I was Brunhilde, whatever he could come up with at the time. He knew all of our names and everything, but he just made learning fun. He brought everything to life. So I was also on the yearbook staff as well. So he had a very big impact, just making learning come to life, teaching us our true and authentic histories, and just making everything more fun. And then also in yearbook staff, I got to drive and go and sell ads. So I like that as well. My high school class, I graduated in 1995. So I would have to say my class probably, and I still work in the district that I graduated from. So when I see them, they're very supportive, just always congratulations. We're proud of you. We see the things that you're doing. So just very supportive, if I had to say something about my graduating class.
Awesome. Thank you,
Cool.
Shika. Appreciate you. Eric, talk to us, my friend. Tell us about your favorite teacher and or coach and why. And then, talk to us about high school graduation.
Yeah, favorite teacher. Man, it's tough. I had quite a few good few ones. But I want to say a lovely lady named Miss Janice, and that she was just so funny. She made class really fun for me. It was a challenge, most definitely. She gave a lot of hard tasks, but I quite enjoyed that. I mean, it brought the best of me. I never knew I was a pretty good writer until I met her. Never really picked up books until I met her. I was just always an athlete. If I wasn't thinking about school, I was thinking about sports. And not until I met her, I realized how fun certain stories and novels could be. And she was always a very interesting lady for me. Coach, had quite bit of coaches, but Coach Avila for basketball, Tovar, we won some championships there. So I have a lot to thank for him. I think a lot of the mentality that I still carry with me today is because I was a student athlete, and that competitive drive is something that I always carry in the workforce. So I'll always have him to thank for that. And as far as my class, I see some of them out there. They're doing great. Um, some of them need my services now as we're, having children, and they're starting to get a little bit more serious about insurance and retirement products. Maybe not in the early years, which is okay, but that it's perfectly fine. It happens, but these are necessities, things that we all need. So now, as we're getting more mature, I'm coming at their service. So it's fun to circle back with them now.
Oh, Eric, it's so nice to hear what you were saying. And again, for all of you out there, please, if you're enjoying these conversations, because I am, please like and share it. Like and share and subscribe to Josh Tovar on YouTube, please, please. But Eric, I love what you said about how these teachers inspired you, because some of our educators are out there. Sometimes they're like pulling their hairs and they're like, I don't know what to do with these kids. These kids are not blah, blah. And I just want everybody out there, guys, what you guys are saying and doing to the kids in your classrooms today. Look at every single one of our guests today had something to say about a teacher in the past. So continue to do and inspire and work and plant those seeds, because I promise you what you're doing today is going to help this child in the future when they're young adults like Eric and Josh and me and Shika and all of us. So awesome, Josh.
All right. Big shout out to Shanita Chapman from Virginia. Thank you for being here. Constance Sherrard from Mississippi. Thank you for being here. Kenyelle Sessions from OKC. Thank you for being here. And yes, I do know for a fact that Adrienne's one of her favorite teacher was Miss Janice also. Yeah, she was something else, that Miss Janice up there in that second hallway. Love her up there, pushing them kiddos through everything. So now let's break it down. So each question is going to go per individual. So this question is specifically for Rob. Okay. So Rob, more often than not, I'm a caveman and you got to talk like in kindergarten to me. That's okay.
Okay.
So explain to me exactly. Explain to me what a 401, 403 is, because people hear that. Mm-hmm. And then whenever people come to our campus and say, we'll buy you breakfast, we'll buy you lunch, and they just throw out stuff, but they're not connecting with educators. They don't know. They just throw it out there. And I'm just letting you know, a lot of times you got to connect with them because they're like, okay, we just got free breakfast. Yeah. And they're happy with that. No, it's about laying a strong seed to become a big redwood tree. So, Rob, explain to right now somebody, because the earlier question Adrienne asked is, when do you do this? How much do you need? We'll get that at the last. I'll post that question to all three of you at the end of the show. But Rob, explain to the audience out there, to educators that are in the system, are not in the system, because in Texas, we have TRS. I want to know from everybody out there. I've got New Jersey here. I've got Oklahoma. I've got Mississippi. This is our formula.
Sure.
Our formula. Years of service. And in Texas,
Sure.
it has to equal 80 to get 69%
That's
of what
back
you're
in the
currently
day.
making
Sure.
of your top 5. Woo!
Yeah.
Yeah, back in the
Yeah.
day. But now, because now it's changed, the newer generations have to adapt to something different.
That's
and it's
right.
not enough.
Mhm.
I'm telling you. When you retire, people think that TRS is enough. It's not, educator. Unless you go through admin and you've got a lot of top 5 salaries, then you have a little bit more cushion. So
Right.
for those of you that are instructional aides, those of you that are campus secretaries, those of you that are bus drivers, TRS is not going to be bringing in a lot of money when you retire. Educate the public please, about 401, 403. How does that?
Sure. You know, we hear those letters and numbers all the time. 401k, 457, 403b, IRA. Those are just vehicles, and it's IRS code. When you hear 403b and 401k, that's literally IRS code that establishes retirement plans for different segments of the population. 401k is for for-profit businesses, and it's the equivalent in a lot of ways to a 403b. 401k, that establishes retirement plans for the for-profit world, and a 403b establishes retirement plans for educators, for nonprofits. So you see mainly educators and school admin and full-time educational employees, public school employees. You also see some clergy. You see church staff. You see groups like the United Way. Anything that's nonprofit, you can participate in a 403b. Now, what you do in a 403b and a 401k is basically the same thing. You contribute money from your paycheck, and that does two things. You're establishing your own retirement account, your own pension system, if you will, to go along with in your case, Josh, and Texas educators, your TRS, teacher retirement system. But money comes out of your paycheck, and you're creating that nest egg that you're building. But it also does something else. With a traditional 401k, you're reducing your taxable income the years you're making those contributions. So it could be a tax benefit those years you're making those contributions. And what you're trying to do, your goal, the earlier the better, but your goal is to create something that's going to fill in that future retirement gap. Because like you said, Josh, when you retire from TRS, it ain't going to be what you were making when you were working. In rare cases, it is. It just depends on some of those people that have been years, decades of working. Those people are going to have a greater retirement benefit. But most people, let's just say you work 30 years. 30 years, you're going to have 69% of your high 5 average. In most cases, those last 5 years are going to be your high 5. Every now and then, those can be in mid-career. Say you went out of the classroom and you went into the office, you became an AP, assistant principal. Those high 5 years, and then let's say you jump back into the classroom. Certain situations, your high 5 might be in the middle of your career, but in most cases, it's the last 5 of your career. I get this question asked to me a lot. How can I put more into my TRS? Can I tell TRS to take more out of my paycheck? Nope. From the superintendent on down to the people pushing brooms in the hallway at the end of the day, it's the same percentage that you're taking out of your paycheck towards that TRS retirement. So all you can do is work longer or make that high 5 bigger. You might pick up extra duty. You might teach at a community college if that community college can also feed into TRS. Those ways can build up your high 5 numbers. But the best way to figure that reduction in the future you're going to get in retirement is by starting a 403b and making it a consistent behavior. And that's what makes it great, having a 403b just all said and done out of your paycheck, reducing with your other benefits like your health insurance and your other benefits that you pick up during open enrollment season. Sometimes retirement is mañana. We put that off till it's too late. It's best to get started with that first paycheck. Start a little bit. My clients that started at a young age when they got their first paycheck, some of those people are going to be better off in retirement than they are in their working years. I've got a few poster children for retirement as far as clients are concerned, but everybody can do it, even if it's just the very minimum to get started. Get started, make it a healthy habit, and you'll be better off. I keep saying planting seeds. Plant those seeds with your 403b. You'll have a much better harvest when you're ready to retire.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Rob.
Sure.
And whenever they from to college, she's 23, or then again, you got someone that came from industry. When you say they might not know this system, when you say that they get those tax benefits or credit.
Now, reducing your taxable income is always a good thing, but now there are Roth 403bs. Without getting too into the weeds here, the difference between a traditional 403b and a Roth 403b is you're not able to take the tax benefit up front with a Roth 403b, but as money comes out of that type of account, a Roth IRA or Roth 403b, that's tax-free monies. Maybe a younger person that doesn't have those obligations, like that taxes aren't eating them alive. They don't have maybe they don't have a family yet. Go strong with a Roth 403b, because those dollars that are building now and all the interest that it's earning over time, that can come out tax-free and be a tax-free retirement supplement. But just getting in the habit, and when you're young out of college, sometimes thinking about a lot of the mindset of when you're getting out of college, I'm never gonna retire. That's never gonna happen to me. And it happens before you know it.
Yeah.
And the earlier you get started, the better. Just get started and always increase. I do see a lot of people that maybe they stay at that same amount that they started with their 403b many years before, but increase anytime you can. I tell my clients to have that mental annual calendar, those times throughout the year when you've got to do something. Maybe it's a New Year's resolution, maybe it's tax time, maybe it's open enrollment, maybe when school gets started. But have those times that are plugged into your brain where you do an increase, whether it's a $5, $10 increase, maybe it's a $50 increase, but always increase that 403b because you're going to be better off when you do cross that finish line.
It's great advice.
Chance, question before we hand it over to Mari.
Okay. I see that if you go from an educator to working for a nonprofit, what happens? Well, 403bs are unique. 403bs are you can transfer those from one job to the next a lot easier. 401ks, when you've got a 401k and you leave one job to another one, you have to roll over that 401k to the new 401k, or if you are in a new job that you can only participate in an IRA or whatever, you have to roll those over each time, more times than not. A 403b, if you leave from one school district to another, if I leave from El Paso ISD and go to Garland ISD or go to LA Unified, I can take my same 403b with me to that new school district without having to roll any monies over. And the same could be said for a nonprofit in a lot of cases, but sometimes nonprofits are a little bit different. It really depends on the plan document of that employer. Sometimes they might not allow that to be to move from one employer to the next. But as far as educators are concerned, 403Bs can move with you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Moreno.
Sure.
Eric, you had a question? You raised your hand. I'm just kind of curious.
I do. This is my world too. So I was hoping, Rob, sorry, I'm going to throw a question at you. Or can you elaborate for the audience as well? Because I run into this a lot when I'm assisting clients. They do all the right things. They've been saving for many years, but also the risk tolerance, right? A lot of times when they sign up for these plans, they're automatically in a G fund. And they sit and they ride the waves until they retire. And a lot of times their balance is a healthy one, but it's not enough. Had they played with a little bit more moderate aggressive or an aggressive type of portfolio, it would have made the world of a difference. Did you
So
hear
was a
that, Rob?
comment? Was that a comment or a question?
Well, I guess if you could elaborate that,
Oh, okay.
is that something important that our listeners should also play around with when they're?
Yeah, I mean, I guess a risk tolerance. That's it's how much you're willing to stomach. Some people don't want to have anything to do with the market. Some people want to maybe dip their toes into it a little bit. A G fund, I think maybe you're referring to like a TSP, like the government G fund. There's some people that they just want they want the safest type of investment. So maybe a fixed annuity would be the best thing for them. But I think it's hard to say. Everybody has a different stomach, stomach. What I tend to offer a lot with people are indexed annuities, where you participate in the growth of a stock market index, but whenever the market goes down, you don't have to worry about losing your assets, losing that nest egg.
Yeah.
There might be times when the stock market goes down and you don't go down with that sinking ship. You didn't gain anything, but you didn't lose anything. But I think it really just depends on what your stomach's how aggressive you want to be, and I think that's very important.
But that's a conversation between you and your client, obviously, because every client is very different. I get it, because I was in that very moderate. I'm an old school. I'm like Josh, right?
Yeah.
I'm very old school. I'm kind of, you ask my son is like, I'm investing everything on this, And I was like, oh my God, are you crazy? And he comes back, Mom, I made, $1,500. I was like, go get him.
Yeah. Right. So, yeah, and I think one of the bigger things is, we know we're going to have that future reduction with the TRS, with the system. I mean, every retirement system has those holes. Very rare do we get to where we left off once we retire. Every state has every state teacher retirement system has the same sort of, basic kind of formula. And it's finding out what that shortfall is going to be and planning for that. If you're 30%, 25% away from where you left off, plan for that shortfall. And you don't have to get too crazy. If you plan just right, you don't have to get too aggressive and roll the dice and too much if you plan just right.
No, absolutely. I was one of those teachers, first year as a teacher, and I invested $50 a paycheck into a 401 or 403B is what I did, $50. And then every year I added, so I ended up I don't even remember what I ended up with, but I mean, I started, and I'm so glad I did that. So again, educators out there, listen to this. This is so important. I know you're not thinking about retirement, especially if you're only in your 5th year of teaching.
Yes.
However, 30 years go by really fast, right, Josh? Because Josh is in his 33rd already. So he's already surpassed 30. I made it to 30 and I was, yay. Eric, I'm going to have you go next. Okay. So this is going to be your question. I'm sharing a link. Okay. Eric, this is going to be your question. We're going to talk about insurance for you. Okay. So Eric, why should educators consider purchasing life insurance or other insurance policies? And then what type of coverage do you typically recommend for teachers and why? And that's something even for people who sometimes, life insurance, how many people call me on the phone saying, "Hey, do you want life insurance?" And I just hang up on them because it's like, dude, like leave me alone. But that's an important topic. So I'm really glad that we're gonna actually finally put this to rest.
Well said. I mean, that's the thing, right? Nobody wakes up every day to just go shop for life insurance. In some families, it's kind of a forbidden topic to even bring up. You don't want to talk
Exactly.
about passing away. That's not going to
Mhm.
happen to me. But the reality is, that's something they say we all share in common. We're going to pay taxes and we're all going to go one day. We don't know when,
Mhm.
but it's going to happen and we need to prepare for it. It's one of those products that is very much a necessity. You must have it. There's products for everyone as far as cost goes. There's economical premiums. There's more aggressive premiums, and I'll get into that in just a moment. But life insurance, why is it important to look into this now if you're a teacher? Because the moment you retire, maybe you quit or decide to move on to another career, a lot of these benefits are not going to follow you. So it's always good to have third party products so that you're in control of them. Kind of like what Rob tapped in. If you want to have a Roth IRA on the side, or should you move jobs, you need to roll over those 401ks, those 403bs. Life insurance is no different. You can have something at work if it's offered, but it's very important that you have something on your own. And in most cases, you could get a lot more coverage for a lot less premium if you get something on your own. Now, as far as life insurance, I tell clients there's two ways to look at it. Would you like to go with a term product, something that's going to be very affordable? You get a lot of coverage for your buck, but it's temporary, right? You're only going to have it for 10, 15, 20, maybe even 30 years, right? It's all going to be determined on your age and your health. The younger you are, the more affordable it's going to be. The more healthier you are, the more of a discount you'll get. So this is one product that will discriminate on that. Naturally, it just has to do with your mortality rate, right? If you're younger, statistics say you should live a longer, healthier life versus maybe someone who has pre-existing conditions. It's not to say you're going to get declined because you very well may not, but you may pay a higher premium than an average person your age, and naturally so, just because you got a lot more complications, which is okay. But there will have to be an application. There might be a medical exam. And once we get the final verdict, then I'm sitting with you and we're looking at options one more time before you make a final decision. But term insurance is a very, very healthy start. It's going to be very affordable. I mean, you could get very well $1 million for like less than $50 a month in most cases. It's a very, very affordable product. Now, if you want to tap in and flirt a little more with like Rob's world, where he's discussing as far as making supplemental retirement income, then permanent policies are a really good solution for that too. There's whole life, there's index universal life, and then there's variable universal life products. Those are life insurances at the end of the day. It's always going to cover a beneficiary check to your family should you pass away. However, every single premium you give from here on out, it's either being invested in the market with certain stocks or mutual funds that we select for you, or it's being invested in an indexed account, or it'll have a fixed flat interest rate that it's earning. But based on your risk tolerance, we'll choose what right products for you. But essentially, if you play your cards right and you live a long, healthy life, by the time you're in your 60s, or whenever you want to retire, not only do you get your funds back through cash value, but maybe you got double, triple, quadruple your money back. It just
Mm.
depends how it performed for you and how aggressive you were to fund it, right? But this is money that you get to keep tax free, anything that you put in your cost basis. So, very much like that Roth IRA and that Roth 403b, you also get tax free access to withdraw a lot of this money out. Anything that's profit will be taxable, of course, but we're talking maybe 1/3, or if it's really aggressive, maybe a quarter of your money will be completely tax free, and then the rest obviously will be taxed when you pull it out as income. But
Mhm.
this is a very, very good product for building a supplemental retirement account as well. But life insurance is it's a conversation to be had for sure. And I urge the younger you are, have that conversation with your financial
Mhm.
advisors. Get it going. Um, because unfortunately, yeah, it's gonna happen to us all.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
like I said, you're younger, it's more
Mhm.
affordable. Start it, and it's just one piece to the pie in your portfolio of your TRS, your 403B, your IRAs, your cash
Your
value
Roths or
policies. These are
everything.
all different vehicles to grab cash from in the future.
Awesome, awesome. My
Yeah.
sister tells me she's very rich. She's very rich in insurance policies.
We're,
So
we're
she tells
more,
me.
some people say we're worth more dead than alive, they say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rob, you had something to
Yeah.
say?
Yeah, Eric, what Eric is saying is absolutely correct. It's just something you got to have. But one thing that I really like about life insurance these days, in most cases, are living benefits, and living benefits are so crucial. And what those are, old school insurance was a death benefit. It gave
Mm,
us peace of mind going to bed each night that, hey, if God calls me home, my family's going to be taken care of. But other than that, old school insurance, it was just a death benefit, which is so important, so crucial. Living benefits allow you to access that death benefit before you die if your health changes. And we're talking cancers, we're talking heart attacks, strokes, renal failure, we're talking accidents, we're talking dementia, Alzheimer's. We don't know what's coming around the corner in life, and
mhm,
when you've got those living benefits on a life insurance policy, that
mhm,
become a crucial block of money that can be accessible if life throws you a nasty hand.
mm. Good point. Good point. And I'm glad again that we're discussing this because again, back in the day, we didn't have all of these amazing options. I mean, I'm listening to you guys and I'm thinking, man, I wish I should have did this or man, I should have done that. And you know what? I still have time. So you know what? The good thing about this is I have your numbers. Josh.
Now we're going to take the conversation a different route because you're an established not only educator but maybe Rob wants to write a book. Maybe Eric wants. Hey, Eric built up from working at Bank of America now to have his whole thing, and he's ready to put out that
Mm-hmm.
book, right? Or Shika, she's presenting all over the country. There's certain people that don't know the how to his taxes, and we want to be Al Capone. So in the end, we need to follow a formula on how to do this. So Shika, what do I need to do? Okay, I want to start speaking, Shika. I want to start speaking big time. I'm going to retire and I'm going to write me 2 more books. Oh, Josh, paperwork. What do I need to do?
So one of the things that you definitely could do is start an LLC, which is a limited liability corporation. Some people go the S corp route, but it just depends on, you would talk to your tax advisor about what's the best route for you. And it's very simple for Create and Educate. I filled out all of our paperwork. It's all
Shika, what's the
online.
difference between
Usually,
both? What's the difference between S corp and LLC?
so one of them, and I don't quote me because I'm not a tax advisor, but we were advised to do the S corp because we had a partnership. So it gives you more tax write-offs and tax benefits than the LLC, is what we were told. But filling out the paperwork is it was very simple, just going online through the state. You fill it out. I think it was maybe like maybe $150 or less, maybe 125 to get it filed. And then you do, of course, file your taxes and everything every year. So it just gives you that added benefit of being able to do what you talked about, Josh, the speaking or the books, which both Tammy and I do both.
So why do I need that? Well, what's the purpose of me doing that? I get that paperwork and I'm going to use that at.
So it protects you. So let's say that you're going out speaking and for some reason you get sued. Somebody doesn't like what you're saying. And so instead of suing the Tovar family assets, which includes your home and everything that you own, now you're protected under that company umbrella. So they'll be suing the company's assets and not your personal assets. So it's just a layer of protection.
Okay. Gotcha. Thank you, Shika. Mari.
Okay, guys, thank you so much. Super, super great information here. Let's talk about balancing the investment. And this actually is going to go to all of you. Okay, so we're going to start off with Shika. We'll go back to you again. Okay, so Shika, many teachers work with limited salaries. So what are the biggest benefits and or potential challenges of investing in like creating a business in your situation, right? Like when we retire, why do you think, or what, give me some possible benefits or potential challenges in building a business while they're still working in education?
Okay. So there's definitely lots of benefits. Usually being an educator gives you that credibility. Like you're not going out telling people something that you read in a book or that is theory. This is something that you've actually done. I actually was on a panel yesterday, a women's conference, and there was a young lady there who was a former teacher. She took her talents of singing, and she was a kindergarten teacher. She took a bus and redesigned the bus, and she takes the bus around now and creates like experiences for kids, but it's fun, it's interactive, it's lively. So she's taken her talents and she has a YouTube channel. She sings, she's done all her own educational songs. So she has lots of followers. A lot of people subscribe to her channel. So there's lots of benefits in that. You're taking something that you're passionate about and you're still sharing what you're passionate about with the world in a different way. And you're, able to get paid to do it versus going to do something for extra income that you may not necessarily like and you may not necessarily be passionate about. So I think just being able to stay in your industry and that you have passion and you have credibility are the benefits. The challenges definitely to me is that work-life balance. So being a mom, business owner, and of course an educator, you really have to be organized. You have to get up really early to make sure I'm keeping everything aligned. I'm working on, I have to send something to someone tonight for, I'll be going to Detroit. Tammy and I both will be going to Detroit to do a board retreat. So they want our itemized list of expenses in order to get our invoices paid. And so we are not a major company. Josh was joking about my platform engineer volunteer, and we're blessed to have him that just volunteers. We don't pay him. But I don't have that person to say, hey, shoot this invoice over to the company. I'm the person that does most of that background things that you have to do before you ever go and do the consulting. So I had to send the W-9. So it's lots of things that go into it before you actually get there to do the work. So that's the challenging part.
Awesome. Thank you, Shika. And I get it. I don't think I could have my LLC and be a principal at the same and be a mom. I think I'll go insane. So, hats off to you, the fact that you're doing this, because I'm no longer in the chair, as Josh says, and I do have my LLC, like you mentioned. But yeah, heaven forbid if I was a principal and doing this, I'd go crazy because I'd be. I
Well,
think I would. I
you
would
know-
forget to send the invoices.
Yeah, I'm at the district level now, so a lot slower pace there. I don't know if I could do it as a principal, to be honest.
Principal, I mean, if you're a principal and you're running around doing conferences and everything, I mean, hats off to you. I don't know how you do that stuff, but yeah. Alrighty, let's go to Eric. Eric, same question, only a different spin. Okay, we're talking about balancing the investment. So again, many teachers work with limited salaries. So what are the biggest benefits and or potential challenges of investing in insurance while they're still in education? Because money is tight.
Yeah, going through hard times, but I guess the best answer to that is that there's definitely a product for everyone. Like I discussed a little earlier, there's affordable products. You're talking about as little as $10 a month to, I mean, I have clients that pay over 2 grand a month, but that's just their prerogative. That's what they have to do to make more tax deductions and whatnot. But there's something for everyone. The point being is get something, because whatever you may have through work, oftentimes when we do a financial need analysis and we see what you really need to cover your liabilities and all your assets and leave money for your family and all your debt that you're going to leave behind to them and all that, you'll find it's not enough. So it's always important, get something supplemental. It's more affordable than you think. And
I love that you said that, because you don't know what you don't know, right? So it's important for you to just pick up the phone, call somebody, and we're going to learn a little bit about how we can get a hold of you later on as well, too. So I hope people are out there and listen to what he said. He said there's something for everyone. So if you don't pick up the phone and call and ask these questions about your own personal, you just never know. So I'm glad you shared that, Eric, because it's important. You're right to do so. So awesome. Thank you. Rob, same question to you, sir. Only about the investing in retirement in 401, 403. Benefits and or potentials. Or I'm sorry, challenges.
Yeah, I would say that back to what I started out saying is get started early, build that into everything else you're paying out as an educator. I know we're pulled at every direction possible with our paychecks, health insurance, kids, everything comes along. But when you get saving for retirement built in your way of doing things early on, you start living with that paycheck, that reduced paycheck. And if there comes a time, times get tight, reduce your contributions, make that a temporary reduction, but you're not set with your contributions throughout your whole career. You always want to try to be putting more away, but you can always back off. As kids get older, they get more expensive. I've got 3 kids in college now, and boy, wow, it adds up. And there are seasons in life that you can make those adjustments to your retirement, but never stop entirely. Never stop watering those seeds. You always want to be focused on that commitment of saving. But there are times when you do need to, when you have to dial back, but always be committed to saving, regardless of what you can save.
Awesome. Guys out there in the virtual world, if you find value in this conversation, because I'm finding value and I'm already retired, okay? And so if you find value in this conversation, please like and share it, because your friend, your networks, your circle of friends out there, they need to hear this. It doesn't matter what profession they're in. I think there's value into what everybody is saying today. Josh.
Okay, so right now, education is going through a big kerfuffle, and there are people that are leaving. They come in real short. They don't look, or people that are back into industry are retiring, that have retired already. They will go back to substitute. go back to what they know. So what certifications, let's say they hear this podcast and they go, hey, what certifications do you need? What kind of diploma do you need to go into your industry? And I want you now to deviate your part of your conversation now that you've embedded real estate. Does that make sense? So I want you to talk, because it's very important. Because I know former admin teachers leave education to become real estate agents. So what does it take to become what you're doing right now? And
Okay. So currently I hold 6 licenses right now. Why? I just like learning. I want to continue to be educated for my clients, and I go back to being a one-stop shop. I feel real estate is just another avenue for investments, right?
okay, don't be superficial. Be specific. What kind of licenses?
What kind of licenses? So life and health, and then I started with my securities licenses to be able to play with mutual funds and indexed accounts and annuities for retirement rollovers. So I got my Series 6 and 63. And then I got a little bit late into the game. So now they have an SIE test you got to do, which is like an introduction into your securities. And then I got my property and casualty license where you could do auto, home, and commercial insurance. And then I got the Texas real estate license now. The good thing about all this is that it's a flexible schedule. I wake up every day and I got someone to talk to at different times of the day that accommodate to them and myself. So it's for a teacher, maybe transitioning, getting close to retirement, they could very well start right now. Get their feet wet, see if it's something that they want to go ahead and do and tackle on full throttle when they leave. Because the truth of the matter is you could do it in the late evenings. Start with your friends, your family. That's how everyone starts, right? Real estate is fun. I'm starting to see that it is a little bit more time consuming, more so than anything, because physically you have to, take them out, go look at homes, different parts of the city. That one's a little bit more hands on versus anything that maybe Rob and I do. COVID changed the world. Now we could do this virtually. I don't have to go see you face to face anymore. I still personally love to, just because I'm a people's person. And I think it's a little bit easier when you see what I'm talking about, either on my computer or laptop. But if a distance is an issue, no problem. We'll just do a virtual call. You follow along my screen, and that's how we tackle that, right? But I don't know if I answered it for you right there.
Yeah,
Josh,
no, that's good. Now, where do I
Um,
go? No, I understood you. 6 licenses. Do I go to community college? Is there an online? How do
Forgive
I
me.
get those licenses?
Forgive me. Yes, you asked, do we need a degree of some sort? No. I do have a degree. Nothing to do with any of this. It's just a license you got to pass, right? You got to pass a state license exam. I like to go into Kaplan University. I just feel like the structure there is a little difficult. I personally like that because I like to feel very prepared for my test. So when I take the real deal, the exam feels a hell lot easier than what I've been studying this whole time. So if anyone ever asks me where do I go, Kaplan University. They'll have your life insurance, your health insurance, your security licenses, real estate. It's just a university filled with materials on different licenses you could go ahead and take. The cost, maybe about $100 to $300, just depending what package you want to select. Some are just Q banks full of thousands of questions you can practice, and some have videos on demand where you can follow an instructor and he's kind of teaching you the material. But it's simple as just quizzing. Quiz to death. Once you're ready, 30 days, schedule your exam, knock it out. It's less than an hour of your time, and all you need is a 70 to pass.
Mm.
You know, that simple.
I never knew none
Hey,
of that. Thank you
Josh,
for
can I have
sharing
a
that.
follow-up question? Yeah, me neither. Eric, I have a follow-up question. So Kaplan University, you just go to www.kaplanuniversity.com. Is that what you do?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. And
And it's a class, right? And the only reason I'm asking is because I have a friend who took the insurance test to become an insurance broker or whatever, and they didn't do really well at
Okay.
all.
Yeah.
And it's a husband-wife thing. And so the wife is doing really good, and the husband just retired and said,
Okay.
"I will help you, honey. I will help you. I will help you." And he miserably failed. So I'm gonna try, and I don't want them to get a divorce. Is what I'm trying.
Gotcha. Nobody wants that.
So I'm trying to
That-
help him out here. So I'm taking notes for him.
I mean, I've been lucky that I've passed my exams my first tries. But you're absolutely right. There's plenty of people I've met in my career. It's taken them 2, 3 times to go ahead and knock this out. There's a lot of courses out there. I did try ExamFX on my very first license, which was for the life and health license.
Mhm.
Right? We're talking 14 years ago, 15 years ago now. When I took the exam felt a lot more difficult. And lucky for me, I still passed it. But I got a whiff about Kaplan University from someone. And when I started getting my securities licenses, they told me, hey, check these guys out. The course and the material is a lot more difficult. And you'll notice come test day, it's going to feel like a piece of cake for you. And I just took that to heart, and I couldn't agree more. So
Awesome.
anything that I do, anyone who asks me, I'm going to shoot Kaplan University your way.
Thank you.
Eric, answer yes or no to Adrienne on that question.
Can financial aid pay for it? I've never had to discover if that's true or not. I
Okay.
want to say no. I'm sorry, Adrienne. But I will say, like,
Got it.
starting
Rob,
price is maybe $100 to maybe $350 at its most. It just depends how you like to study. If you're one of those that just studies on your own downtime, maybe the $100 course is perfect. It's just a bunch of QBank practice quizzes. But if you're one of those that you want to really dissect this very well, then yeah, maybe pay the $300 course. You're going to get your questions, but you're going to get a professor that's live on demand. So you can pause it, take your notes, take your time with it, but they're going to really go through this book with you. So it's just how you learn.
perfect. Awesome. Awesome. Thank you for all that experience and that
Mhm.
knowledge. Rob, I know the family business. You learn from your dad, your
Yes, sir.
mom. I got you. But right now, what do you need? Do you have what kind of certifications do you need? Updates on your certifications? What do you do?
Pretty much exactly what Eric said. You know, we've used some of the agents in our agency have used Kaplan before. There's several, but Kaplan's really good. State Life and Health, that's a good place to start. And I'll say former educators make some of the best agents when you're dealing with retirement. Educators know how to educate, and that's what people need, is to be educated on what they can do with retirement insurance, and especially the fact that teachers have a built-in plugged-in audience already. They've got their colleagues they can reach out to. They've got, you know, all the teachers that they visited with and they worked with. That could be their audience to start with. As far as licenses are concerned, no, you don't need any degrees. You don't need anything but your state life and health and 663(7) if you want to go into stocks further. There's always going to be continuing education. That's always going to be involved. I'm an old timer. I've passed 20 years with the state life and health, so I just have a very limited amount of continuing education I need to do. But we have to look forward to it. You know, it keeps us on our toes to go through that every couple of years. Continuing education is part of so many industries, and it's part of this one as well. That's pretty much it.
Okay. And To learn about LLC, S Corp, all that stuff? You look it online? Was it just, what did you do?
Well, it's, of course, everything is Googleable, if that's a word. So yeah, you can Google this. Every state has different forms, but you can definitely try it yourself. AI might even be able to help you. But a lot of times, one of the apprehensions of educators who really want to go into consulting or speaking, they are afraid to go at it alone. So Tammy and I do have our Synergy Lab certification program where if you want to learn from us what we've done and be able to offer things like the Synergy Lab in your area, obviously because we can only accept so many people by us still being fully employed, it just helps get the word out about the Synergy Lab and what we do to other places, and still allows us to coach and work with other educators who are interested in this field. So you can just reach us through our website, www.createandeducate.solutions, and type Synergy Lab certification, and we will be in touch.
So for all of you that want to write books, you want to create your company and stuff like that, Synergy Lab, reach out. These are beautiful women, and I'll go wrong with Shika and no.
Thank you.
Actually, Josh, we have the closing advice from you.
You go. Okay. Any closing thoughts, guys? Shika,
Start early.
closing thoughts.
Start early. Be committed to saving, because your future gets here faster than you'll ever imagine. So the earlier you get started, the better off you'll be when you get there.
Love it. Eric?
It's okay to not know everything. Don't be embarrassed to ask. Pick up the phone. We're here for you. Ask for referrals. There's someone you know in your life has a financial advisor, has an insurance broker. Ask the questions. Ask them. They're necessities. You must have them. These things are gonna happen one day. Let's be ready for it.
Shika?
Just to our leaders, in a climate where really we're the ones being interviewed and school enrollment is declining, things like this, you offering sessions like this to your staff members and giving them information to get this type of direction could be your value add. You're doing something that other schools and districts aren't doing. So make this your value add. And one of the things that I thought about when you all mentioned that 403B, many of the new generation of teachers that are coming in are not like us. They're not 30-year employees. So that 403B, make sure you're giving them that advice, because many of them won't be around for as long as we stay the course.
Exactly. That's great. Great advice.
Oh, yeah. Trust me, they'll leave you. Like, what? I just hired you. I spent all that PD on you.
Poor
Don't be
Josh is
leaving me.
traumatized.
Hey, what's wrong with you? Xers.
This is different. Yeah.
Really is.
I don't even
No,
wanna- I don't
Josh,
wanna mess-
Gen Xers, we were in the trenches for a long time. Like, we were in there and we were tough. This generation, this Gen Z, they'll be like, man, teaching ain't for me. Peace out. And they leave. And it's like, what? You're only a teacher for 5 years and more or less.
But
So,
the research shows that they'll have 6 to 8 different careers over their lifespan. So
yeah.
they're a lot different than us.
Eric is just laughing because he's like, what? What are y'all talking about?
I deal with Generation Alpha. I don't want to mess with those guys.
No.
All right, here we go. This is the PGP podcast. This is the PGP podcast, and this is how we end it. It's G for ganas. Ganas is a spiritual word, Shika, for our people. We're not a monolith. Puerto Ricanos are not Mexican, are not El Salvadoreños, Nicaraguenses. We're all different. Our foods are not the same. The speed of our language is not the same. Nothing is the same, but one thing totally unites us. That one word, ganas. Échale ganas, mijo. A grandma could yell at that at their grandchild, and they know what it means. It's generational love, generational connections. Es puro amor. And that's how I want you guys to answer these questions. It is a lightning round, gentlemen. All right, Mr. Varsity player, soccer player. We're going to start off with you, Eric. It is a lightning round, senor. It's not a dissertation. It's not 10,000 words. So here we go.
All right.
Give advice to a freshman in high school.
Don't chase popularity. Chase progress. Don't be afraid to get embarrassed, fall on your face. Go for it. Because oftentimes you're going to see that everything you're looking for is on the other side of that. As long as you try. Just try.
What should a senior in high school do to start preparing for retirement?
Start investing in yourself. Try not to make foolish purchases. Learn how money works. Save consistently. Because if you're disciplined today, that's going to give you financial freedom tomorrow.
Send some flowers to an active colleague who inspires you in your work. Their name and their title.
Oh boy, I've been a lone wolf for a long time. All I can go back is give some flowers to people like you in my life, teachers, people that reach out to me over the years and see me from afar. Those are the things that matter a lot to me, that I'm on the right path. But I've been a lone wolf my whole career. So thank you, people like yourself, helping me get here.
Que Dios te cuide. What summer vacation stands out and you want to visit again?
Summer vacation? Me as a child or as an adult?
Yes.
Anything with my kids. I'm not the biggest one on big, large crowds like Disneyland. I'm sorry. But anything that puts a smile on my kid's face, I'm all for it.
What's your favorite food?
Steak and potatoes.
What's your favorite action movie?
Braveheart.
What was the best vacation you took with your mama?
Oh, boy. I don't think, well, unfortunately, we didn't have too many of those, but I got married in Cancun almost 10 years ago. It was really nice for me to take her there. She's never been. And that was a nice memory.
What do you do when you need to yourself?
For me, it's always been the gym. That's where I can reset my batteries and just refocus and recharge.
A hold of you, sir.
Call me. I don't know if I'm allowed to say my phone number and
Sure.
Instagram, but yeah.
Sure.
All right. Yeah. 915-867-5456 or message me through Instagram. Right now, I'm really, really into my real estate as well. So Eric_Epic_realtor. You'll find me there. Anything you need, financial, insurance, real estate, I'm your guy.
Love it, love it, love it. Rob, here we go. But before I go, you, Rob, shout out, if I haven't done it, to Kenyel Sessions from Joy. Thank you for being here. Rob, here we go.
Oh,
Give advice to a freshman in high school.
all right. Freshman in high school. Life moves pretty fast from here on out, guys. And you get to that age like we are faster than you'll ever realize it. So I start making your plans now. Start making those plans, invest in yourself, learn of everything you can, build yourself better, because tomorrow comes faster than you can ever imagine.
What should a senior in high school do to start preparing for retirement?
Goes with the first one. Plan early, save early. Start now, and little steps now can make big leaps in the future. What you commit saving now makes so much difference than waiting later on. The three ingredients for saving: time, the interest rate you're earning, and the amount of money. Time is a key ingredient. So if you get started early, you'll have a much better nest egg than if you delay and mañana. Do it now.
Send some flowers to an active colleague who inspires you. Name and title.
Got a lot of agents, love them to death. Got to give shout out to my cousin Katie Baltzell. Katie's the office manager at Pension Planners, and she keeps us all in line, does the dirty work, the paperwork, and keeps our schedules in line. So big shout out to Katie.
What summer vacation stands out that you want to visit again?
Big island of Hawaii.
What's your favorite food?
Everything. But I'll go with the tacos de cebrada with some chile verde.
What's your favorite action movie?
Raiders of the Lost Ark.
When you were young, what was the best family vacation you took with your parents?
Mesa Verde, the Four Corners area, Durango, Colorado.
What do you do when you need to recalibrate and focus on yourself?
Just got back from there. Family ranch. It's been in our family, since early 1900s. Go there to hike. Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's outside of Sierra Blanca. My great-grandfather homesteaded some land in 1907. Still in the family. I go there, work, pump water, work on fences, work on roads, just stare at the stars. And it gets me back in line every single time.
How can people get a hold of you, Senor?
My email address, rob@retire915.com. rob@retire915.com. Office number 915-599-8500. 915-599-8500. There we go.
Thank you. And to close out, my sister, my fellow Game Cop, here we go. Give advice to a freshman in high school about their future.
Live your life. Don't rush it. I have a 14-year-old who keeps telling me about when she's going to be 21. Just live in the moment.
What should a senior in high school do to start preparing for retirement?
Learn how your money can work for you. The only thing that school teaches us is how to work for money. So learn how money can work for you in investments, real estate, all of the things.
Love it.
Send some flowers to an active colleague who inspires you in your work. Name and title.
Dr. Kimberly Odom. She's the director of federal programs. She is also an entrepreneur. She had an amazing event yesterday that I was a part of. So she inspires me.
What is your favorite summer vacation spot that stands out and you want to go back again?
Costa Rica. If I ever leave the country and go somewhere else to live, Costa Rica is going to be my spot.
I'll join you, sister. I'll join you.
What's your favorite food?
Anything Jamaican cuisine. Jerk. I love Jamaican food.
I'm glad you didn't say sea moss. What's your favorite action movie?
Gladiator. Maximus the Merciful. I love Gladiator.
What was the best family vacation you took?
When I was little, with my mom and my sister, Disney World, Orlando, Florida.
When you need to recalibrate?
Spa day. I'm an introvert, so I recalibrate by being by myself.
And how can people get a hold of you?
I'm on all of the platforms. So Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. Just go Sheikah Houston, send me an inbox, and I'll get you what you need.
Thank you very much, panel. Appreciate you being here. There's a lot. You got to rewind this. Yes, I used the word rewind. A lot of you don't know what that is. Yes, you got to rewind that tape right there and make sure you see this. Like and share it. Make sure that it goes out in our YouTube so that so many other people can see the knowledge that was brought today. And a lot of people ask me these questions, and I don't know what I don't know, and that's why I brought, so that if you want, if you want to start investing in your 403, if you need to do that, and you could share it out into the world. You're not alone. You choose to be alone. You just want to do the work and reach out and connect with, bring the knowledge to you as an educator, because you know what, from each other. So thank you for being here today, and tomorrow, next week, we round table with superintendents, with principals, assistant principals, everybody looking at one topic or the other from their lens. Panel in here today. Say goodbye to everybody.
Thank
Don't
you,
hang
thank
up.
you.
Don't hang
Don't
up.
hang up.
We won't.
Don't hang up.
Bye, everybody.
Don't forget, everybody, like and share, especially on a uniform out there. Have a great summer. Great week. And those of you that are starting school this week, I got you. Peace out.
Yes.